and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. West Bromwich Albion Career Mode Part 40. Should be Part 40. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but this is the final episode of the season, which is actually going to involve Premier League footage. The next episode is going to be an FA Cup final against Arsenal at Wembley. And it's a big game, but for now we have to sort out ourselves, compose ourselves, and make sure that we do what needs to be done to qualify for a Champions League spot for next season's competition. We are in a position right now to make it happen. It is in our hands. We are joint with Southampton at the moment, who are our closest competitors, but we do have a game in hand. So obviously if we win that game in hand and win every other game, we are through into the top four, and we do get off to a brilliant start as Max van der Meer pulls off an absolute stunner right there with a free kick from the edge of the box, just flying into the back of the net against Watford. We have Watford today, we have Stoke today, and we have Norwich in this episode. So I mean, there's no opponents that's really like standing out to be absolutely really threatening. We had that in the last episode against Manchester United, but now we have three opponents who really we should be beating. Norwich are in the relegation zone. They've already been condemned to relegation, I believe. Like, it's already happened, so really that shouldn't be too much trouble in the final game of the season, as Chadley creates another shot saved by Pantilimon. But yeah, I mean, this episode is by far the biggest episode of any career mode that I've done so far on FIFA. I've only had 3, but so far this is the biggest because it's so tight. I've never had a table be this tight in any race, in anything. It's just ridiculously tight right now going into the final game, because there are still a number of teams that can actually qualify for the top 4. And even though we're in a position strongest to qualify for the top 4, we could still end up without even Europa League football at this point. But we're in the lead against Watford so far, and if we can hold on to it, that is one step closer to making our dreams come true. We have another attack here as Rue is found. He finds some space inside the box, and his left foot shot ends up crashing off of the crossbar. So Nolan Rue, everyone's getting involved trying to make stuff happen. Nolan Rue again, this time finding Davide Santon, who actually bursts inside the box, and his shot really should have found the back of the net inside the box. He gets into so many good goal scoring opportunities, but his finishing just hasn't really been up to scratch so far. He hasn't been able to find the back of the net for the team, still yet to score his first goal. I don't think it will be too long before he can actually get his goal, because like I said, he finds himself in this position way too often for a right back. Like, so often he finds himself attacking like that. But Watford trying to get themselves back into this game, and Capu is in there with a shot of his own, which is saved by Jack Rose, who's really just become our first team keeper since Ben Foster started playing that bullshit, getting involved. But 86 minutes on the clock, Watford creating another chance. It falls to Evans, who who kind of gets tripped by the Watford. I think it was Peñaranda who ended up, no, it's Peñaranda who takes the shot. Peñaranda is the captain for West Brom, for Watford, sorry, for whatever reason. But 90 minutes in, 4 minutes added time, and we do get the final chance of the game as Rafael. I always go to call him Rafael, I don't know why. Ramadan Sobhi gets a little bit of space on his left foot, and his shot, he hit it well enough, a little bit of power, low, driven, near post, but the keeper with an easy save. But that is 3 points picked up right here. And going into this game, I believe Southampton, it's pretty much the same. We still have the game in hand. Obviously Southampton have 1 game left to play, that means, and we are still level 1 point. So if we win our game in hand, we're looking good. We're looking good. So we have one more game. Well, we have 1 game right now. We're playing against Stoke. Obviously Stoke, somewhat rivals of West Brom, so they're going to do all they can to make sure that we don't get that Champions League spot. They have a pretty strong side. Marko Arnautovic, Leicester City career mode legend, part of the most deadly front 3 in the history of YouTube career modes last season. Arnautovic, Mahrez, Jovetic, they were beasts for me last season in my Leicester career mode. Jovetic was an absolute monster, but look at this through ball from Gorkov. He ends up finding Munain, and Munain forces a really good save out of Jack Butland. It falls to Chadley, who tries to play it across to Rue, I think it was inside the box, but nothing came of it, and we do get a good chance right here as Van der Meer finds some space. He lets it rip from a distance. A lot of range shots from Van der Meer so far in this series. None of them able to find the back of the net, but they all get hit so beautifully. Like, he can hit a ball so well, but it's still 0-0 at this point. We're trying to take the lead. Stoke end up getting the ball to the edge of the box. It falls to Afellay. His shot is blocked. It comes across to Arnautovic, who whips it in, and it's a brilliant save right there from Jack Rose to actually get across and put that in his hands. Again, Stoke taking another short corner. It's Arnautovic who pulls it across again to Afellay, and his shot goes just wide of the post. Ibrahim Afellay, the captain for Stoke City. It's crazy to think that Afellay is like 30 years old now. That's crazy, bro. But 87 minutes on the clock. Stoke get a brilliant chance in this. Another opportunity for Afellay, who is again denied by Rose. who pushes it out for a corner, and I think Stoke end up getting the final chance of the game right here, 90 minutes in, and Perez finds Salah, who actually plays it into Afellay again. That's like 4 chances that's fallen to Ibrahim Afellay, and he couldn't beat Jack Rose once, and we did drop some points in the race for the top 4 position, which is not good at all against Stoke. 0-0 draw. Bearing in mind, that does leave us still in the top position. Southampton dropped all the way down to 7th out of Europa League spot. Leicester City and Crystal Palace going into the final game of the season. All we need is 1 point with the goal difference the way it is, dominating against Crystal Palace really. All we need is 1 point against Norwich, who are second to bottom in the league, I believe. And we have our dream completed of qualifying for the Champions League for next season. Can we do it? I don't really see any reason why we can't. I know you guys are probably watching thinking, yeah, it's sorted. It should be, but anything can happen. You guys know it already. We've thrown away 2-goal leads with 5 minutes to play. Things have turned up on their head. And to be honest, in this series, we've had most trouble with teams who are lower in the table, and we've ended up doing really well against teams like Chelsea. But we're coming out here a little bit of a controversial lineup, because players like Chadley aren't in the team, Berahino's in there, Zelalem. We are resting a few players for the FA Cup match that is in the next episode, because I do believe we don't need to play our strongest squad to beat Norwich. However, they almost take the lead right there as Cameron Jerome's header crashes off of the crossbar. Norwich have a chance here though, as they lose the ball in that position. Jakob plays it into Gideon Zelalem, and his shot from just, I don't know, that goal of the season? Maybe goal of the season. 43 minutes on the clock just before half-time. What a time to open the scoring. And 1-0 up, we need to concede 2 goals right here to even possibly not qualify for the top 4. But I mean, catastrophic, man. They've thrown it away in a dangerous position. It's a beautiful, beautiful strike from the youngster Gideon Zelalem. He's not had too much game time since, I mean, he signed for us last season in January. He probably would have been hoping to get a little bit more game time. He's not got consistent game time at all. When he's played a little bit well. I'm not necessarily promising him anymore, but it might happen. It should happen eventually as he grows a little bit more. But Berahino got a little bit lucky right here. Beginning of the second half, we scored right before the end of the first and right after the beginning of the second. That one's a little bit lucky as we tried to get it through to Victor Moses on the far left. It did come out of the defender who thought he intercepted it, but it was just a terrible touch. As you can see right here, Rue tried to ball roll his man. Good defending. But that touch right there just put it up perfectly. And Berahino, it's a really good finish from Berahino to control it with his left and then volley it with his right. It's a really good finish, and he's put us 2-0 up. And that right there, that has to be it. Because now we have to concede 3 goals. If we concede 2, we still go through in 4th place because of the goal difference. But Norwich trying to pull something back as Alex Pritchard, another cross into the box, finds the youngster. I mean, crossing, we just can't deal with it. We can't mark our men, and that one comes down to one thing. That's down to marking in the sliders. I did take down my defender's ability to mark the opposition, which, I mean, I'm paying for it, but that's what I wanted. I wanted more of a challenge. Bassong spins his man brilliantly right there, but his shot goes straight into the hands of Jack Rose. 80 minutes on the clock. We have another chance, 83 minutes in, as Neon whips it in. It comes from Nolan Rue, but he just can't get enough contact on it to put it into the back of the net, and that could have been a costly miss as Norwich get another chance right here. It comes into Bassong. He's going to chip it over the top. It falls to Ibarbo, and his volley is well held by Jack Rose, and that ended up being the final attack of the game as Jack Rose clears it up here, and we did confirm a top 4 spot for season 2, and in season 2. For season 3 will be in the Champions League. What an accomplishment for West Bromwich Albion. That is the final Premier League table of the season, and if we didn't win that game, we would have not qualified because Crystal Palace did win their match. But we done what needed to be done. Next episode is the FA Cup final against Arsenal, and then we're into season 3. And one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about really quickly is the possibility of starting a second career mode after Christmas. I'm open to it. I just wanted to see if you guys would be happy with 2 career modes on the channel. It's completely up to you. If you guys want to see a second career mode, I'll upload one. If you want to see just one, then I'll stick to just one. Obviously, this one will stay. I won't change the amount that I'm uploading this one at all. I'll still try and upload this one every single day, which I try to. Recently, it's not been like that, but I try to upload this every single day. I'll still keep doing that if we start a second one. The second one will just be on the side, basically. It might not be uploaded as often, but You guys know my work rate. I bang out multiple videos every day, so we'll get it done. But that's up to you. I'm not going to tell you which team I'll use, but I already know which team I'll use. Let me know what you think of that. Thank you for watching for Season 2 again, and make sure you return for Season 3. Peace.